He's getting hungry. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, go and eat the yogurt. Oh, did I interrupt her before? Is that another one there on the floor? I think it is. Ah, dear, dear, dear. Never mind. Get Kebby to bury that one. Oh! Plant it rather than eat it. Oh, it's looking good anyway. Wish my garden looked like that now. This is after I don't know how long. 2 hours and 5 minutes. I'd like to reach sort of 5,000 mark by the time 3 hours goes by, which will be round about the 5 o'clock time. If I can have 5,000 simoleons, we'll be on track. I don't know how often people Twitch, broadcast on Twitch. Probably a couple of times a week, so I'm going to have to sort of say, well, if you can keep popping back to my page on Twitch and have a look when the next broadcast will be, and we can continue on, certainly so far, because I'd like to, the goal would be to see how long it really takes to get to 100,000 simoleons, just by gardening. That's the long-term aim. And it's of course fun and games playing Sims. What more could you want? Books are on the table. Need them tidied up. When I set the traits for the girls, when I made them, I set them all as neat, because nothing I want to start doing is coming around and getting a housekeeper in to make beds and put away dishes and wash baths and toilets and that sort of thing. So they've all got the neat trait in their manufacture, if you like. Skills, career. They've got no careers. Go on 2 dates. Gosh. Okay. I don't think they've got boyfriends yet. That's going to be a difficult one to achieve. It's a reward store. And bear that one in mind as well. No further messages. Well, it's going to be a cup of tea time soon, I think, so that'll be good. Oh dear. I started playing this in Windows mode, and I'm beginning to think next time I shan't. Let's play it in full screen. Searching the neighbourhood for plants that we can pick up, and frogs, and little dig sites as well. Oh, 1 cup of tea just delivered. What? 1 strike leaf frog. That's good. I think we've pretty much picked everything on here. Oops. Brilliant stuff. Oh, look, there's another froggy thing there. How long is the list? How many items can you have on that list? That's a good question. Does anybody know? If so, just let us know. Because a few times I've been clicking around and it said, oh, the job list is full. So how many can that hold? There. Right, and so let's see what Josie's got in her bag. That's not very good. It's only 10 simoleons for that frog. And a dirt frog. Baconite. If you have found eggite, would you be able to have a baconite and eggite sandwich? That's a good point, isn't it? Punium. Hypnofrog. There's a question for all the viewers that are there at the moment. The little statues you get off the things you pick up in the dig sites, are you supposed to collect them, or is there a set? Any benefits to having a set? Remember when I first got Sims 2, I think it was, inside the package was a little handbook giving you an overview of what's expected. I think, unless I'm mistaking it for another game. Yet when you buy online, you don't get any of that. I suppose you've got to go to the supporter sites for Sims to learn these things. I don't know. What's Kibby doing? Filthy surroundings. Oh, it's because the sink's overflowing. Never mind, Kibby. You're the one that's getting the repairs done. Oh, you could have finished your milk first. Or orange juice. Well, the girls have just stood around chatting. I suppose if they've got nothing to do in the garden, that's pretty good. Checked the mail. No, I didn't actually. Thank you for that. That was who was that? That's Lintio again. Eagle-eyed Lintio. Do you think it'll be good news or bad news, or they've kept it, or is it an apologetic letter like I get? I'm sorry we never received this item. Yeah, that would be normal for where we live. We never received the item. No, I just sent it back. It's only worth 10. Oh dear, sell that. Shan't even bother sending that off in future. Mind you, I suppose the other thing with the mailbox is that's where they send your bills to, isn't it? I forgot all about that. I haven't had any bills yet. Right. Kibby, come on. Kimberly is her proper name. But being as that would spread halfway across the screen, I thought I would shorten it down to Kibby. Either way, it's a nice name. Right, you can mop that up and get rid of that. Right, Lintio. If you place it, it's worth more. I wouldn't know how to place it, I'm sorry, so I'd be interested in a bit more information on that one. Do you just have to put it on a sideboard or something, or?
Of course, there's the delay as well, isn't
Yeah.
there? You're too fast to say.
You were too fast to sell it. Oh well, maybe so. I'm really looking at the value of things rather than anything. The same as like these parts for upgrade parts. I hang on to them for a length of time, but one has to wonder: is it worthwhile hanging on to them for long periods of time? I suppose it is, isn't it? At the end of the day. Right. How's the time doing? It's afternoon, 5:53. It seems like we've got a lot of gardening to do, girls. She's asleep. What are you asleep for in the middle of the day? No, come on, get yourself on the loo. Or are you having a nap? Sorry. And then you can get yourself out here and do some... there we are. Do some harvesting. Right, Kibby, can you do some harvesting as well? No, we're not ready yet.
If I cut out
Pardon?
the sun makes big white lines on it, but if I cut out the sun, I get all the black spots.
Oh well, I don't know what to suggest.
Yeah, don't play it on there or they'll get an echo.
Right.
Or have you muted the sound?
Oh, muted the sound. Oh dear. Oh, what was that? Leveled up. Gardening, level 3, that's good. No, we're playing around with the lighting a bit, trying to get this lighting right. I've got it so my background is invisible.
See what I mean?
Sorry?
See what I mean? Those lights.
So I apologise if suddenly my background comes into focus and everybody's... yeah, I don't know, it looks rather nice behind me. It looks like part of the garden, actually. And we have a large living room window that shines directly onto my screen certain times of the day. And getting the lighting just right so that you can't see the background, etc. I've got a green screen behind, but it seems to be failing. Oh, come on. Just get yourself in the bathroom and get that repaired. Oh, there's going to be a queue for the loo. Josie has this thing about when she needs to go to the loo, she goes to bed instead. And it could do so with it. Oh, there we go. That's what I was talking about earlier on. We've got the green mist that descends over everything that's a little bit unhealthy. Right, so I'm going to leave you just to watch the flowers grow and watch the garden grow for a second. Because I, like Josie, needs to empty the whole bladder. and sometimes the camera won't work either, so. Right, here we are back again. Sorry about that, but there's, that's the way it goes, I guess. Broken sink, yep, got that. Oh, wrong button. We've got a broken sink, we've got a messy toilet, I think. When she's finished, you can... Oh, what's the time? It's, it's 9:16. You can do a bit of cleaning before you get round there. Because everybody else is in bed asleep. 9 o'clock at night. My word. Why does it keep saying use? Clean. Yeah, something's wrong there, I think. Can't click on it. How are we doing? 1,338. Let's check the bags, see what they're carrying around with them. Right, potatoes. 2 each. Bluebells. Quite a few bluebells. We can sell them. I think, I'm not sure how many snapdragons we've got. Oops, wrong one. Oh, plenty of them, so we can flog them off. 65. That's good. Sell that. Mushrooms. Make mushroom for any more in there. And strawberries. Well, it's a start. It's not perfect, but it's a start. Kayselin 2015. Hello. Is that how you pronounce that? Kayselin. That's a nice name. Kayselin. There we go. Right, for anybody who's just sort of logged on and joined us, it's my first Twitch that I've performed. Very nervous when I kicked off, although I'm starting to get over the nerves, I think, a little bit now. It's very new to the game of Sims as well. It's a basic edition. I've got no add-ons and no extra bits. This is just the basic raw Sims 4. Had a little play on it and a little practice here there, and decided that this is a great game to play, especially if you're on to Twitch as well. And the object of the mission is to try and reach about 5,000 simoleons before I knock off at about 6 o'clock. Oh, sorry, 5 o'clock. It'd be good if I could do that, and then the object of the mission is eventually earn 100,000 simoleons just from the garden. None of the girls have got jobs. They've all been created just today. Well, created them last night, but they haven't been played until today. And it's a big learning curve because I've got to learn about Twitch and how to perform the broadcast and things to do. One of the things which you may have noticed already I'm not exactly up on is the continual talking while I'm playing. Finding things to say, but it's coming okay. I'm enjoying it so far. So I'm new to this game. I am enjoying it, so there will be more, but it all depends on how many visitors you get to your site and how many people listen in, because if nobody's listening in, it's pointless doing it. Well, maybe not. It's fun. I did watch people like Quill 18 performing, and a few of his family members, Kiss for Luck, and can never remember the names. But enjoyed watching them, and thinking to myself, well, why can't you do that? And that is my challenge, to do it, which having set up the software, which I have to confess wasn't the easiest task, and I've been with computers for a number of years. So I'm still enjoying it nonetheless. I do have I have retired, but I have got a job that I do, which is being chairman of a user group for computers. So we teach senior citizens how to do practical applications, how they maybe scan a document in particular. I have a channel on YouTube called Howard L. Hall, so if you go to YouTube and want to see anything about the club has got its own website, which is plugit.org.uk. That's plugit.org.uk, and it's all about getting people to know about their computers. A lot of people, and I'm sure you know some, certainly senior citizens who have a computer, and they maybe put the photographs on it, or maybe do an email, and it's quite sad. Well, it's not sad, it's very unfortunate that when those people were at school and college and university, certainly my age group, there was no such thing as computers at school. We never had computers. My first computer was a ZX81, about 2 million years ago, I think that was. Although I did enjoy playing that and programming it, and finding out how it worked and what made it tick. That progressed me up to a Sinclair Spectrum, which was a whole new ball game. I remember one time, true story, that a friend of mine who was a fireman had a BBC Model B computer, and I had a Spectrum, and both of us were members of a radio club. One day he phoned up, he says, any chance of playing chess against you? I said, yeah, okay, I'll have a game of chess with you. So me being quick thinking and very devious, I thought I'll get my computer game to play my side for me. So I set up the Spectrum and got it running, put the computer game on, and whatever move my Spectrum made, I would relate that as my move, and whatever move John made, I would put in as my move, and that worked fine. And then I beat him, only just, but I still beat him. And the confession time came where we bumped up together in the computer club, and I said to John, John, listen mate, I said that when I beat you at chess the other day, it wasn't actually me that beat you at chess, it was my Spectrum computer. To which he sort of took a gulp and turned white, very disturbed about the whole. He says, that's the most cheating thing I've ever heard anybody do. I said, why are you taking it so badly? He says, well, it's sad because your Spectrum beat my BBC Model B computer, and it's really upsetting. So he'd done exactly the same thing with his computer as I'd done with mine. But it's all good fun, and that's the sort of things we used to get up to in them days. There was none of this live feed broadcasting or anything like that. It was all pin the wires together and enjoy. So I took the route of the hardware side, enjoyed messing around with hardware and adapting hardware to do the job. There may be something on the market that was designed for a BBC, and to get it to work on the Spectrum was what it was all about. Eventually we sort of went up to Amigas and the basic PCs. The first basic PC that I got, I certainly didn't know where. In fact, I was going through, somebody said, oh, what you need to do is go through the list of all the commands. If it's an exe or a com file, then get to know what they do. And I did, and there was one there which was inithd, and I thought, oh, this is exciting. Well, I'd had warnings on some of the other devices, like format HD. Well, you don't do that, do you? You're just silly. But this inithd was a whole different ball game for me, and thought, well, I've got to really try and do this. So I pressed the buttons and ignored the warnings, And then I found out what Init HD was, which was initialized the hard drive, which put it back to factory values. I lost everything I had on that computer, and there was quite a bit. My hard drive size in them days was 20 megabytes. Massive hard drive. But I lost it all. I had to get a friend of mine to call in and show me how to put the operating system back in. So that's my computer background, if you like. I pull things apart and don't know how to put them back together again. But it's fun, and who cares? And that brings us to today, where we're streaming. Now, I've not seen that before. Oh, somebody, a TRS-80, I had one of them. Yes, the old Radio Shack TRS-80, brilliant machine. I had a portable computer. I can't remember what the numbers were on it, but it was a portable version. Why is she fast asleep in the chair? And why are we having a close-up on a half-naked person? There we go. Oh, tape recorder. Yeah, the Sinclair Spectrum was, and the ZX81. Oh, you had to have a cassette recorder. Initially, I mean, later on they started to develop the tape drives and the hard drives. But yeah, I remember many times copying out of Sinclair magazine or whatever it was, Spectrum magazine. You see a long program there and you just set about it, and the darn thing wouldn't work until you changed the exclamation mark to a comma because you couldn't read the misprint, or I don't know. Hours of fun that way. Yeah, but I used to love BASIC. Not only Sinclair BASIC, but BASIC in PC BASIC as well. I used to enjoy programming that. I could get around quite well. I wrote a few programs, and the last little program I actually wrote was when they first brought out the lottery. I did a number generator, so I wouldn't have to think what numbers to use. It would just generate numbers at the push of a button, and that was great. But then after I started using it and putting one or two of the numbers down that I'd actually generated, thinking to myself, well, my computer's generated this now once. The chances of it coming up again are even more remote than if I just randomly picked the numbers. So I didn't try marketing it or anything like that. It was just for my own pleasure. But yeah, that was good days. Good days. I've got no hope whatsoever. I've had a look at C++ and C++, C on its own. I even get a bit strapped down when it comes to using things like Blender and such programs, you know. I'd love to do 3D. I have a website which is called hallbase.com, and on there you can see some of the things I do. One of the little things I've got going at the moment is a book I'm writing, or a series for a TV program maybe one day, or a play. It's called Kevin and the Ghost of John Davis, deceased. And I would love to animate it into a sort of a animated movie, but I have no idea how to do animations. Yeah, it's a bit of a mystery. So there we are. I did do one little animation, which is the one I've got on Twitter's. Well, I was going to put it on Twitter's page for when I'm not broadcasting and have a little animation running, but it's only a still photograph.